All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning, and hopefully you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today? Oh, can't hear Peter. Make sure it's not me. Oh. Yeah, Peter, I got no sound coming from you. Yeah, nothing. All right, so we'll wait for Peter to get things going there, guys. Good morning, welcome. Quick look at our gappers list while Peter fixes those technical issues we have there. Again, a lot again on both sides, both green and red. Oh, there you go. Got you 5x5, my friend. How are you?
Oh my goodness. I'm great. I was saying I had a great day yesterday. Was
Awesome,
out
man.
pickleballing, got a little too much sun. So, that's I guess that's what you do on vacation, right? Sometimes.
That is exactly what you should do on vacation. I don't know. I'm not too sure about pickleball, but I haven't tried it, so never knock something until you try it. But how is it your pickleball experience, Peter? This thing blew off the blew up what 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been probably playing for about 3 years now, and it's sweeping the nation. What can I tell you? It's people are playing it all over the place. Everywhere I go, there seem to be like conversion of old tennis courts that used to sit idle into pickleball courts. Where I actually play here in South Carolina, oddly, is in a hockey rink. There's like boards all around it, and they've got four courts and made it in this hockey rink. So they're converting any space they can find. So, anyways, I just find it enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. You get people of all different skill levels, and it's very social. So you're on mute, Carlos.
oh, am I? Yes, I was. Sorry about that. Yeah, glad you're having fun, man. Glad it's been awesome. All right, friends, look at this quick gappers list. We got a couple of stuff, both green and red. We'll dive into this as we're at the tail end of earnings. New month coming up. So again, a lot of exciting stuff has been happening. Great week has been record breaking, as you guys been seeing. AMD today just blowing the top off here, man. Just insane. Just tons of great stuff happening. So let's get to the market post. Peter, what's been happening?
AMD has been happening. You're absolutely
Oh
right.
yeah.
Like, what the heck? I leave for a day, and I came back actually yesterday afternoon. I'm like, 190. Wait, am I looking at the right stock? What's happening? Anyways, AMD looks like I'm gonna have to break out the alcohol early here. Good thing it's a Friday, because if it gets over 200, I promised to drink. So we'll see what happens with that. But
All right.
that's going to be happening a little bit later, I guess. A lot of stuff on the economic calendar this morning, but not a lot of big stuff, really. Barkin is apparently on TV right now. We got the manufacturing PMI that comes out at 9:45, so that's one of those weird timed ones. Only 15 minutes after the market open. Probably not going to have a big market impact. That being said, it's actually relatively quiet, in my opinion, on the markets today. So it is the first of a month, right? So first of a month on a Friday, a little unusual. So I'm not sure what to expect. We may get some lowered price action, or things might go crazy. I really have no idea. But anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
later then at 10, we've got the ISM manufacturing and construction spending that are coming out. Again, not massive impacts. We're always watching them though, just in case the numbers are out of expected range. Right? If you listen to Jared, he talks about that in expected range all the time. Basically, for these numbers, if they come in on forecast, right, usually not much happens. It's when they come in way off of forecast with some big surprise, that's when you have to be really aware of them. So we watch them just in case that event happens. I mean, it has in the past. It could very well again. You don't want to get caught by surprise. So it's good to be aware when these things are happening. It may not affect your trades or your trading decisions at all, but if it does, be ready for it. 10:15 we got Waller that's speaking. 12:15 we've got Bostic speaking, and then we've got Daly at 1:30. So a bunch of Fed speakers through the afternoon today, like we had yesterday actually. So they seem to be on the road here doing some tours, but again, not pushing the envelope. I think the Fed is really positioning themselves for some messaging that in terms of the interest rates, right? Because they were getting a lot of political pressure to lower interest rates. The economic indicators have been saying that it's not time yet to do that. So I think they're out there heavily trying to promote that narrative and avoid surprises for the market. But that's just Peter's opinion. That being said, if we look at the markets for this morning, like I said, relatively quiet around the globe. If I look, things are generally green, but only marginally green and in the international markets. And here at home on the SPY and the Qs, yeah, we're marginally green, like up 0.1%. So everything seems pretty consistent. I guess we got to turn our eye to the gappers list and see, what's happening there.
Absolutely, guys. Let's take a look on our gappers list this morning. Control A, Control X is going to clean this list up from yesterday, but I expect many of those to come right back because it's just been so hot. AMD and NVIDIA and other ones looking good already this morning. Let's take a look here. The first one is MINM. Let's see what this is. 41% gap up this morning. I just noticed the flow. It is a 1 million shares flow. So again, extremely low.
Yeah.
Hard to borrow. So it's just not a whole lot going on here that we can really look at.
I don't,
Um,
no
oh, look at
analysts
this.
follow this. I don't even have any news. Yeah,
Yeah,
I even
this
show
might be
less.
it right here. Failed to meet
le-
NASDAQ continued listing requirements. That's interesting. I've never
Okay.
seen that.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it tradable? No.
It
What's going on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we trade it? I'm not gonna try, but yeah, that's interesting. I never seen that. At least I can't remember that.
Some I mean, I often see news articles where they say they've regained compliance, and usually
Yeah.
they get this just because they're out of compliance doesn't mean they're not tradable, right? Because they give them a
A period probably,
reparation
right?
period. That's the term I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for, in which they can sort of fix the issue, whether it's an accounting issue or something. But I guess in this case, they might have just flagged that they're now in that reparation period because it looks like they're tradable. I mean, there's 7 million shares that have traded. It could just very well be that people are saying, "Let's get the heck out of this thing." But I don't know. It looks like they're getting in.
They're
Up
getting in. Are they
43%.
confused with the message here,
I
man? It is just
I don't know.
so interesting.
Like you said,
Um,
Carl, I see in less at 200,000 shares available. It doesn't matter what the number is. It's already flipped over its float many, many times. This is,
yeah.
if you like high risk, this feels like a good one. Doesn't meet my risk profile, so I'm bidding it myself.
Yeah, leaving that one alone, friends. Let's take a look at Dell, something a little more stable here. We are up 26% right now, 1.5 million shares traded. Can I remember when was the last time we looked at Dell? Oh, I know,
Hmm.
probably last earnings or something. But here, man, they're crushing it, Peter. What's the news? Is it earnings? I'm not even sure, but it looks like it.
Yeah, they had earnings after the close yesterday, and it looks like they had a very good quarter,
Wow.
beat their numbers. Like you said, it's been a long time since Dell's been sort of a market darling, right? There's a period of time in which, of course, they dominated the PC market, but
Oh, yeah.
and were sort of crushing it. Them and it was Dell and Gateway. What happened to Gateway?
How
Do they
about
still make
Compact? Was
computers?
Compact big back then? That's what I had in my household. Was a
Yeah,
Compact
yeah, I guess
something.
they were at a certain point. I don't know. I always remember Gateway was the big one. It was the cool thing because they would customize it for you, and Dell started competing. Anyways, Dell made the move into corporate sales and servers, and it really sort of made the switch. But they had earnings anyways after the close yesterday. Had a great quarter, and frankly, they are pulling out the buzzwords. So of course they're talking AI, and they say AI is going to drive sales for them. Um, I guess that you just got to say the right words these days, and you get a pump because 26%. That's pretty big. That's probably the one of the biggest moves that Dell has made in quite a while. So
Yeah, yep, absolutely. I could not help myself, guys. I'm extremely sorry, but I had to pull this up. This is looks like one of the ones I had back in the days. There it is, floppy disk, CD-ROM, two floppy disks. Man, this was special. But yeah, there you have
whoa, that looks like a
it.
CD tray in
Yeah,
there.
CD tray in here.
Cool.
It was something.
Yeah,
And
two
look at this,
floppies. That's
64 MB. Man, this is Hey, $250, you can buy that thing on eBay. All right, so there it is.
That
Listen,
seems
Dell,
expensive
it
for
seems very expensive.
for
You're
for
buying
what
a
is probably at this point less compute power than you can get in a pocket calculator.
Oh, absolutely. It's not worth that. Um,
Uh,
but here it is. I like Dell today. It normally doesn't trade well, but this is a big, big move, guys. I mean, 26%. It is worth watching this morning. Let's see if we get some action out of it. All right, next is SG here, and these
SG.
guys are up 24%. Very light volume, only 100,000 shares traded. What do you think, Peter?
Well, I think it's because they did have earnings after the close yesterday. There's basically they posted a decent quarter, not great. I don't know. I haven't looked up. They're a restaurant chain. I don't. They must have different brands, right? I don't know what restaurants they run.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not familiar with them.
Sweet Green. Anyways, but they're still in a losing position, so they're not making money, but they lost less money than they have said they would. So that's good, and I guess then that's better than they had forecast, and therefore they're moving up slightly this morning. I have never seen this on our list before,
I don't
so
think so.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't know what to expect, but I just looking at it and looking at the daily, yeah, it doesn't look
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah. We'll leave this alone. All right. So far, nothing great besides Dell here. EVBG. We'll look at the top five and then we'll kind of skip down a little bit here. So EVBG Everbridge. I think heard of the ticker before. This looks messy, man. I mean, just look at the last couple of days. This is garbage. This is just pure garbage. I want nothing to do with it, Peter. What is it? A buyout or I don't even know. It's just
Yeah, well, they have an offer. So Thomas Bravo made an earlier offer to buy them out, and they just increased their offer by $6.40 to an even 35 bucks. So again, it's not confirmed. They haven't accepted that. Their board has to vote on it, but essentially they've got a buyout offer at $35, which is why you see the stock price having moved up to this level, which values them at about 1.8 billion. Again, fun news, I guess, if you're an evergreen stock shareholder, not a good day trading option.
yeah, yeah, I don't think it's a good opportunity there at all. All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, let's do the last one, then we'll kind of skip around to some stuff that was hot yesterday on the gap down list here. NVTS is up 18%, 555,000 shares traded. This is Navitas Semiconductor.
Navitas. Oh, I thought it was something different.
Yeah,
Navitas.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I don't know
Looks
what it
like they had
is.
earnings after the close yesterday as well. Again, another positive quarter. I don't really have much detail on it, and I don't really care.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
All right. Rick says he used to work for EV BG. All right, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay.
that's the last one we just reviewed there. All right, friends, we're gonna bounce around here a little bit just to kind of get to the good stuff here. We have BYD back on our list again. So let's take a
Hmm.
look at what's happening there. This thing, if you guys remember, popped up big, sold off, stayed in play. Looks like second day pushed up again, and today we're gapping up with very, very light volume, but looks like at the market open, they've been getting some activity. Again, this is just plays over the last couple of days from that from that report. I don't know how good it's going to be, man. Um, Peter, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, the move was because of the short sellers getting stuck, right? So they
Yeah,
had decent quarterly numbers, but because it was so heavily short sold, they got stuck and had to sort of abandon boat. The short float remember, was like 36 to 38%, depending on what number you looked at. That's really high. So a lot of people got really stuck on this. I don't know. I mean, this is a third day play by now. It feels
yeah,
like the fun is probably over on Beyond. There's nothing new on the news front, so it could move. I mean, if those shorts decide to either double down or jump in, this thing could move, and it could go either way. I have no idea. So, look, if you're a gambling trader, you can put it on a secondary list and just wait and see if it moves. But yeah, that feels like it's a long shot.
yeah, yeah. Looks doesn't look that great. Here we have it's interesting. We have ADM and AMD. Are people confused here, or does ADM actually have something going on? Doesn't look like they do have. a lot going on. Peter, are people mistyping this thing, trying to get into the AAD mania?
It's possible. I mean, it certainly happens. But there is news on ADM. So
Okay,
ADM was
okay.
supposed to be reporting earnings. They didn't because they delayed their annual report. In fact, so this would be their end of year reporting, as it warns that there was some concerns with their internal accounting. Carlos, we've seen this before, haven't we? And it's
Oh
never
yeah,
good news when you
yeah,
have to delay your numbers or say, "We got some accounting problems. We'll get right back to you. Just give us a minute."
yeah, yeah.
So, um,
That is
it's
not good.
yeah, it's not good. So, I mean, I'm surprised to see it gapping up this morning. But that's the news is not good on it. So I would think that this is like the volume is so low on it. I'm not sure this is a farm equipment company, by the way. Archer, what's it called? Archer
Archer
Daniels
Daniels
Midland.
Midland. Yeah, yep,
Sounds familiar, but it's like I've heard that in a movie somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, I wouldn't be familiar with them. I've never bought a piece of farm equipment in my life. But
yep,
I would think that this is going to drop as the market opens, but the volume is so low, it's tough to know what's going to happen. But it's a potential interesting play because, again, that news is not usually good, and it often gets traction against on this one so far, not much, but it is a NYSE stock. We have to keep that in mind. I know I've said this many times, but it's worth repeating. The New York Stock Exchange stocks often don't get the volume until after the open. And it's not necessarily 9:30. You got to wait for the big volume candle, then you can see what's going to go on. So I actually like this better than the chart might indicate, just because of that news, right? Because that news of accounting irregular, or sorry, concerns over their accounting, and they actually had to delay their entire annual report. Carlos, the question you often ask, who's getting fired? But
yeah,
there's definitely some not happy executives over there, and it's likely somebody's getting fired.
yeah, yeah. That's never good. All right, friends, let's take a look at the one that's been making amazing, incredible noise here is AMD. So AMD up 2.8 this morning after a monstrous day yesterday. And again, not just monsters. Look how clean it was the entire day. I mean, had a nice one pullback here, a beautiful pullback to the VU app, and then continue again. High of day breakout. I mean, it's just if whatever you're looking for here, you had it. There was opportunities. All right. So that'll be on my list today. And again, just incredible, incredible. Hopefully today we get some action out of that, Peter. 2.3 million shares traded so far. Um,
Yeah, and it's funny that, as I was going back through the news, I'm like, what happened? And it's not
yeah,
like, I don't know, as far as I can tell, nothing really specific happened. It's just they're like AI. It's AI, of course. I'm like, yeah, but that's not new. We've known
yeah.
that. They've been at this.
I kind of have a feeling what happened here. Me and John, that morning yesterday, we're saying, you know what, Nvidia's been trading better. We're gonna keep Nvidia on the list. AMD's been so so, and then AMD just wanted to prove us wrong, and there it is. It had a monstrous day because you're right. There's no new news on it. It's just took off. So it's John's fault. There you go.
It must be it. It's the John and Carlos effect. You guys pumped it up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
There it
We
is.
need John back. Where is he?
So AMD in play, guys. With that, we have many, many other tech type plays that are in here. I saw ARM earlier today on this list, not here anymore. Who else do we have down here? I think I'm gonna stop here for now. Peter, anything else you want to go over the top the gap up list?
I think it's worth just mentioning Bitcoin. Because I see a bunch of the
Yeah.
Bitcoin stocks or the offerings
Yes.
on the gap up list. I mean, obviously, as we all know by now, I trust the price has been moving quite significantly from the beginning of the week when it was down at 52,000, now sitting up at 63, and seems to be comfortable here as it's been hanging out
Yeah.
here for
Yeah.
a day or two. So I don't expect any big moves, but I'm mentioning it because I think it's worth keeping an eye on it for the weekend. Because, like we said, it's after hours and over the weekends that Bitcoin really typically seems to move. This has been a strange week that it's been moving midweek like this. So I think that we're going to see some movement on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency overall. So keep an eye on that. We'll check back with you on Monday and see what happens. But yeah, it's I think that's a place to watch, anyways. Maybe not for day trading today, but between now and Monday. Other than
Yeah.
that, looking through a couple things, I was interested to, said I've sort of been checking out what happens when you're on vacation, right? See, oh, what about Tesla? Oh no, it's just hanging around 200. I mean, I guess it's good that it's back at 200, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing much. Anything of that's that fun.
Hmm.
I was surprised to see Apple continuing weakness. I think worth also keeping an eye on Apple because if it, looking at the daily on Apple, if it loses some of these levels, um, it looks like there's a fair amount of downside, and we're at the bottom end of this range as we're sitting here this morning. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, Carlos, that would be a level you would call out, right, when we're setting them. And I'm thinking if we break down through that, it looks to me like there's a good $10 of downside before we hit any significant support levels. So, I think Apple might be worth watching. Again, it's sort of a long shot as well, because it might not do anything. Like, look how many days it's chopped in this range. It could very well sit right there. But if it does break, yeah, you could have just one of these quick runs on it that you could take advantage of. So that's what I've got, anyways, from those. I mean, we still have to look at the gap down list. There'll be a couple of things on there we can talk about. Oh, one that's gapping up that I could mention just from earnings because there was a couple of earnings this morning. Um, oh no, they're gapping down now. It's moved. All right, let's handle them on the gap down then. Never
All
mind.
right, let's do it. SIDU friends. This one was here also yesterday. Had a big move, was capping up. Lower flow stock again. I just don't think we need to really focus on it. I think we have better opportunities. Look how bad this is too. It is very, very wiki. A lot of fake outs. So again, not a great one. Let's head over down to sound. Sound on here. We Soundhound. Yeah, this is another one that's been making us a couple of moves towards the top. Now kind of giving some of these gains back over the last couple of days. So we have 9 million shares traded on this thing. We 20 down 20% right now. So again, big moves at the moment. Not a low flow stock, pretty high flow stock. So this could be interesting. This could be interesting. Maybe a possible, I would say, coming back down to reality here. If we,
I think
so
you
oh,
need
wait,
to take the D off that.
I need to take the D out. I'm spelling it correctly. Let's do it the right way. Here it is. All right. So we'll put that on there. Peter, anything
Yeah,
else happening on this?
well, I mean, the news, it was already out, which is why it gapped up. Everybody's excited about AI, and this is an AI play, but yeah, it looks like it's just coming back to earth a little bit. $5 stock, this can move on a percentage basis pretty heavily. I'm surprised at the volume. I don't see anything that really warrants such a high volume this morning. You can see the volume over the last 2 weeks has been significantly higher than what it normally is.
Yeah.
So there's some interest. I mean, I this feels like it's one of those. Uh, Basically the monkeys have gotten a hold of Sound Hound because it's certainly not the biggest player on the street. It is not the most influential by any stretch in the space, and it trades on a secondary market too, actually. So I don't love it, but hey, it's in play. There's no arguing. Look at the volume. So
Yeah.
might be worth putting on a secondary list and just watching.
Yeah. Let's take a look at another one here, guys. Two more, and then we'll see what Peter likes in the gap down. ESTC today down 12%, 146,000 shares traded. Doesn't look that attractive to me. Very light volume. What's the float on this? The float's not low, actually. It's actually 80 million. I
80
just don't
million,
think
yeah.
they're going to get the volume here, man. Earnings last night looks like, right? This drop.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
they had earnings after the close, exactly.
yeah, I don't like it, Peter. Unless you have something else, we'll look at the last one here.
No, and they actually had a good quarter. They beat their numbers, but
Yeah.
they had a big run up into that earnings. And you look at the daily, they sort of the people were expecting to have some good numbers. They then they basically just did what they said they were going to do, or slightly better, and everyone's like, well, not good enough, and it dropped a little bit. So I don't know. This market's hard to figure out what's going to be rewarded and what's going to be punished. So
Gotta hit out the park. You don't hit out the park, you're in trouble.
yeah.
GRFS here. We are down 8%, 645,000 shares traded. Looks like it's foreign. You could tell here. Yeah, South America maybe. Yeah, I don't like it, man. Looks really messy. Really not anything in play here. All right, Peter, anything else you like on this gap down?
Well, I'm really super surprised to see is Kodak.
Yeah,
When's the last time we saw Kodak on the list?
cannot remember.
This is
Actually, with was it with Bitcoin? It What are they getting? What?
Rigid cryptocurrency, as it was being called at the time, but yeah, it was,
Yeah, they
yeah,
were the first ones to kind of get into that.
they were jumping on that bandwagon indeed, and never successfully retooled themselves as a crypto company. But they're moving this morning. It's really not tradable news, I don't think. But apparently, they've actually one area that Kodak has done very well is in building the pension plans for all of their retired members. So, like most older corporations, you had to, it was a standard practice to have pensions for your employees when they retired. Nobody really does that anymore, unfortunately, but that was the good old days. But they've got a surplus. They've got a little over a billion, $1.2 billion surplus in their pension plan, and they've sort of it leaked out that they're looking at ways to tap into that. So to help the company survive, they're trying to take from the pensions, which you can imagine if you're a Kodak pensioner, you can't be very happy today. If you're an investor, probably not very happy either, because for them to get desperate enough to try and, you know, tap into that pension plan, that's usually not a good sign. So, anyways, that's why it's gapping down. But I'm just surprised to see it. I'm like, hey, I know that ticker, and there it is. Another familiar one we haven't seen in a little while is ZS, as I'd call it, or ZS, Zscaler is in there this morning. Their quarter after the close yesterday, the ones that had quarterly earnings and had a good quarter. However, there's concern over their slowing growth, so that's got them gapping down again in a mild way. Yeah, not a great trader, so probably not going to be a good trader today. I guess I have to mention my good buddy Lunar. Maybe Lunar's still sliding here. This is not this is out of play. It's just look at the euphoria, and then
Yeah,
Lunar has literally tipped over on its side, and it's not doing anything fun. So
yeah, yeah.
um,
Tipped over
yeah,
on its
that's
side,
about. I mean, there's lots of stuff on here
just like the
we could
actual
talk about,
rocket.
but yeah, exactly.
There you go.
That
Oh
was the
man.
dad joke in me. So there you go.
Yes, I caught that. I was like, wait a minute, something here. All right, friends.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff on the gap down list. We got AI. Remember C3
Yeah,
got AI that's reported here. We got a couple of the EV companies that are in there. HPE, the industry I used to work in. None of these are good traders though, right? I don't expect to see any trading
yeah,
volume on them.
yeah,
So
yeah.
earnings after the close, I was talking about a couple that they're not great traders either. But Plug used to be. I used to love trading Plug. They had a mixed quarter. They reported this morning they beat revenue but missed on earnings. Getting volume this morning though, like a ton of volume, down 10%. So I'm thinking there might be some opportunity there, but I'm not positive. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it, to be honest. So because typically they have not traded well, but I'm really surprised at this big volume here this morning. So I'll probably keep an eye on it just to see what it does as we get closer to the open. And the other one I was watching is MS Morgan Stanley. I'm not sure. I think they've got earnings this morning. My tools tell me that they're supposed to have earnings this morning, but they seem to be all on their own because nothing else from the capital markets is reporting, and they were supposed to come out earlier, and I just don't see them. So not sure what to not sure what to make of that. So, anyways, um, they have been making noise, by the way, about getting into the spot Bitcoin ETF market. Of
Hmm.
course, now that the back has been broken on that thing, everybody wants to get in. So they're not alone, right? I mean, Bank of
Yeah,
America, Wells Fargo, they're all talking about, hey, well, now we can sell ETFs on this. They're not willing to do Bitcoin directly because it's still, from a regulatory perspective, risky for them. But
yeah.
if they can safely sell their clients ETFs on it, then they're happy to do so. So, and I'm sure they will, as always, they'll get their pound of flesh. So, but yeah. So, anyways, those are the ones that I'm watching. Probably of everything I talked about, Plug is the only thing I'm going to keep a very close eye on.
There we go. All right, friends. Again, not a blockbuster list so far compared to what we had yesterday. I'm almost all week, right? This list is kind of a little bit quiet. Let's see what you guys have today. Let's make this list a little bit better. I see many people throwing out POTR on both sides here. So let's take a look at it right now. We are up 1.3, 1.5 million shares traded. The best thing on this thing is the daily, right? The volume is not impressive. They do this when they're not doing anything. It's just for some reason PLTR tends to just get volume no matter what, right? So I'm not impressed by that. The gap up and down is we've seen it all the time. But the daily here, right? The possible breakout is what looks nice, right? So I'll put it on a secondary because for me personally, PLTR has let me down so many times with their choppy price action, especially at the market open. See, I'm a market open trader, so you need to trade good at the market open. They are just brutal. So secondary for me, if you guys like it, depending on your trading style, add it to your list. But they're man, they're something else. Um, but I love the daily here for a possible breakout. Volume is there like it always is. Let's see if this thing can actually get going. Any news on it? I don't think that there probably is anything.
PLTR, I didn't even look it up. Let's
Yeah.
see. I don't really see, no, I don't see anything of interest.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll put it here in a secondary. Again, it's just it always looks like this to me. I don't know. So we do have Mara, Tough. If you like Riot, these are all in play today. Mara had their earnings right this week, so you saw the drop there. Here's Riot as well. Notice they're not they're kind of stopped moving up with Bitcoin, right? If you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has continued to just continue to rally here. But if you look at Mara, it's not really moving with Bitcoin anymore. If you look at Coin, it's also struggling to kind of give you those big moves as the Bitcoin price is moving higher. I think these companies are getting to the point like, all right, enough is enough here, right? We don't care what Bitcoin does. We're not worth more than this amount, right? So you're starting to see some toppiness there. If Bitcoin decides to drop, man, these companies are going to have a lot of fun, or at least we are going to have a lot of fun with them. So I got Mara on here. I do like Coin as well. I'll put it on a secondary. And again, this is what's hot right now. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So there you go. You could pick your favorite on that one. Pig Wrestler's giving us Nvidia. Let's take a look at Nvidia today. There it is. We are slightly up here, up 1.2 at the moment, 821,000 shares traded. Hasn't been all that great. I mean, yes, it wasn't a great day, but it's still fun to watch, man. I do like keeping it on the list. I think I've been watching it almost every day, at least in a secondary or primary. AMD we do have on here. That's the main one for today. This thing has been just wild. XOM by DRS. Let's take a look here. XOM. Someone also mentioned Oxy. What's the news? Anything going on? Someone you guys are mentioning some energy type play oil companies here. They're slightly up, but not a whole lot of volume, which we know Oxy at the market at the pre-market doesn't give you a whole lot. But yeah, let's I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm not sure what's
I
going on
don't,
with these.
is there industry news? Because I don't know.
All right, so we'll see what happens.
Uh,
All right, let's take a look
uh,
at KD NNAP. What's NNAP from Katie? NNAP. What's this? NetApp. Man, this is a big buy. Have we seen? I don't think we've ever seen this stock before. This was last night, so they're up 17%. They're not hitting our gappers list because they don't even have 100,000 shares traded here, which looks kind of scary, man. To be up $15, $16 almost, and all you have is 92,000 shares traded. What's the float on this? I don't have it up here. Um, for net
oh,
for
sorry, I was still looking at Exxon. I was trying to figure out what was going on there.
okay.
NetTap, it's got a larger float. I think it was around. Let's see here. I've got 200 million, so
Hmm.
205. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see at the market open how this looks. I'm interested because the gap up is huge on this thing. Um, Entertainment purposes only right now. We got to see if the volume comes in. Only 92,000 with this pre-market action. It's not great. Let's go back to Exxon and Oxy and these guys. Peter, what you got for us?
Yeah. Well, there seems to be some talk in there was some mergers, not Exxon. I don't know, like there's a couple of mergers going on out there. There's Exxon was talking about they're trimming the salaries of all of their energy traders, which is interesting. They're doing a big corporate pay structure overhaul, which has got a little concern. It looks like on how they're maybe restructuring the company. So I don't know. It doesn't feel like that feels like an internal matter, right? Not something that normally hits the markets, but um, it's just odd that how many articles there are written about this.
Yeah, yeah.
um, they're also facing A couple of lawsuits, of course, from environmentalists with the impact that they're having, but they get a lot of support from governments like the U.S. and others against these suits. So it's hard to convict an energy producer, right, or an oil company on environmental impact rules, right? Because often you just, anyways, you just don't get the suit. So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
get the support. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't see tradable news, right? If there's tradable news, it usually jumps out
yeah,
at you. There's a
yeah.
big headline. There's a big something, right, that you can grab onto, and you know that it's gonna hit with volume. So
Yeah. Great thing is, I know there'll be some people in the chat room watching this one. So if something does start
yeah,
to take place, we have our scanners. We can take advantage. But both of them are like right at interesting. At least XOM is at interesting daily level here for a possible breakout. No, that was POTR. That the other one. Okay. Not related, obviously. Kevin, my good buddy Kevin, giving us Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon right now. Yeah, not doing a whole lot. The daily does look great though. Yeah, I see what you're looking at. Daily looks great. Had a good day yesterday. Could be a good possible. Again, we got a lot of these stocks just kind of waiting around and seeing, are we going to go higher? They're up so much, man. The buyers got to be tired. They just have to be tired. It's just up, 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 up. Yeah, it's fun. Hey, we're enjoying it at least.
yeah.
Over on our YouTube chat, let's see what else we have here. Does ADP keep the momentum from yesterday, or do we track previous back to previous levels? I don't know. ADP, let's take a look. Not a whole lot of volume now. It could go either way, man. You just there's no indication. What you do have is very clear levels on the daily if you like to trade this type of stock. Personally, I like a little more volume, but if you like to trade this type of stock, you got very clear levels here on the daily for you. So you can use those to kind of play your strategy, but it can go either way. It really can at this moment. Um, all right, friends. One more, and then we'll get to our announcement. Oh, wow, 907. We're running behind here. KDP,
Yeah.
down 3.75 million shares traded. Man, where's that 5 million? They're not here. I don't see that in the pre-market, at least not in the price action alone. So again, we'll have to see how the market open looks on this one. I'll put it here just to take a look at it after we're done with events here. Friends, over to bearable.traders.com. You can always see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. We'll give you a quick look at what's coming up that you guys can take advantage of. So over there, bearable.traders.com, you click on webinars right up here, and this will take you to what's coming up.
Yes, indeed. So, over the coming week, we've got a lot of stuff happening. Starting on Monday with the onboarding class, Carlos always leads that. It's at 8 o'clock on Mondays. Helps new members get oriented with the community and learn all that you can get out of it. If you've got questions on trading, the markets, on Bearable Traders, then it's the place to go. Check it out. It's in our onboarding room, and Carlos always happily leads that live on Mondays. Tuesdays, we then move our focus, sorry, onto our strategy and trade book webinars. This Tuesday, finally, it will be Megan. I know I said it was like this week and then last week, and anyways, I got all confused. Definitely, her zero DTE option course is happening on Tuesday, March the 5th. We are in March. Seems odd, eh? It's March now, March the 1st. Anyways, but on Tuesday, she's going to be talking about zero DTE options, and like she's promised, it's going to be some carb related analogy. So I can't wait to see what it is. She's already done bread and pizza. Maybe it's bagels, donuts. I don't know. I mean, she won't tell us. She's keeping it a secret. So, you got to join to find out. That'll be at 8 o'clock again on Tuesday. And then the next week, Thor will be taking the reins and he'll be leading with his class on how you optimize your trading skills through thorough stock evaluation. So that'll be on Tuesday, March the 12th. Wednesday, we always look at psychology elements, and this coming Wednesday is no different. Dr. Kenneth Reed will be leading the session on March the 6th on how to become a better trader and how you can optimize your mindset to achieve that. So, again, 8 o'clock in the webinar room for that. And then the week after, on March the 13th, Jared Tendler will be back with us, continuing his series on trading and trading psychology. And this focus is going to be uncovering the root cause of greed and FOMO and all those things that get in the way of trading effectively. Thursdays we talk. We do mentorship sessions, and this coming Thursday we have the three as usual, 11 o'clock. 11 a.m. with John Hiltz doing that in the webinar room. Then we switch our focus to options with Jared and Megan at 2, and then back on to equities with Thor at 8 p.m. in the evening. So that's the lineup for next week and the week after. Hopefully, you will put those in your calendar and mark them so you can join in on the fun. TradingTurtle.com, great place to go for all of your trading needs. It's always available, it's always there, and it's got tons of good features. So check it out, TradingTerminal.com. It's that simple. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we always love having new members. We've got 4 different membership options available for you, from the intro offer through the 2 monthly packages, right through to our elite annual, which is always the best deal. So whether it's on sale or not, it's always the best deal. Hopefully you'll consider joining us here for all the live trading we do. As long as the markets are open, we're here live trading. So check us out. All right, Carlos, I know we're running late, so let's get into setting a couple of levels. Get ready for this Friday, this very first day of the month of March.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, not really a whole lot, guys, on my main list. I only have Dell right now. I have AMD. I have Mara. I mean, we can move probably I'll do it. I'll do it. PLTR. We'll do levels of
Why,
PLTR. Yeah.
why stress yourself, man? You don't need to look any further than AMD. I mean,
I have AMD on here. I got it, but we'll do PLTR, and I think I'll keep it there for now. Anything else that we might move up here? I think that'll be my list. We can always fine tune as we go here. And of course, we'll do levels for NVIDIA. Pretty flat right now. After being up 1.2, just kind of sticking around there. We'll see what it does at the market open. All right. Let's start with Dell, guys. This is a big pop, and this thing is strong. It continues to rock here, man. 30% up this morning, 2.4. This thing is just on fire. Low of the pre-market, 113.35. Is this all-time highs? 'Cause I feel like everything is all-time highs. It is, it looks like. Right, let's go back here on Dell. This is the monthly I'm looking at. Oh, that's right. Dell. I keep thinking Dell's been around forever. They're a new company, 2018, right? So you're not getting more than that. At least not, when they IPO'd, at least, right? They could have been,
yeah,
yeah,
they sort of re-IPO'd or whatever. So
yeah.
yeah,
So this is a massive way to blow through the all-time highs here, up 30%, guys. You don't have nothing else but these levels. I'm going to mark the high of the pre-market at 123.44. We'll slam one there. So you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Sitting at a lovely 91 likes right now. Let me refresh. We'll see what that looks like. We'd love to end the week by hitting our goal of 150. We've been doing it every day. So thank you guys for that very, very much. But yeah, you have really nothing. We were at all-time highs before at 95, and there's just nothing here for you to look at. It's just, we're way up here. So very, very strong this morning. Tons of volume. Looking forward to that one. That one is going to be, I think, very, very interesting. Here is AMD. We have our Peter drink line at 200. We'll see if we can hit that today. But below that, we do have 199.45 is the high of the pre-market, and the low for this was going to be down over at 195 even. So there it is, 195 on that one. And then below that, previous day close, we got a massive day yesterday, blowing through the all-time highs here, and now 184.61 is the level on this one. Let's look at Mara. So Mara this morning, again, big drop yesterday after mixed earnings, a little bit all over the place. So they kind of took a drop there. A high of the pre-market, 27.04. The low is going to be right at 26, just slightly above the previous day close. And then highs and lows of the last 2 trading days kind of surrounding the price action on Mara here. I do like this level here. We're going to mark that there, 28.21. Seems to be a nice one there on the daily. A lot of stuff slamming into that. All right, POTR, guys. For me, this is a hit and miss, but it is in play. It looks like, I mean, we like the daily quite a bit here. 25.48 is the level we're trying to crack out of. So let's see if that happens. Towards the bottom, plenty of support levels. Previous day close, highs and lows. I don't think you really need to add anything else here on POTR towards the bottom. Let's take a look at we got to go weekly here. Let's go monthly. Why not? 2680 seems to be an area we have a lot of tests there, so that's good. And then above that, just in case, I don't think we'll get there, 2919 on PLTR. Last but not least, going to be NVIDIA. It's been a lot of fun to watch this one. Hasn't been trading well, at least yesterday. 802 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the low, we're looking at 795. Below that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. And then above our pre-market high, we got our all-time highs sitting over here, 805. And then we also have 822 for NVIDIA. And that is our list this morning. All right, let's take a look at our friends and what they're watching today. So we'll slide this right on over and see and see our friends' watch list today. So for this Friday, as we are pushing through here, we are looking at not a whole lot of moderators. They're sleeping in today. MPCT meeting, so no watch list for Megan today, I guess. Peter, a couple IPOs there. And then Peter's list, you can't miss it. AMD, and AMD once again. So there it is. And then he's going to add to that Dell and Plug, and secondary list Apple. And he likes Plug so much, he put it there twice.
Oh,
And then
whoops,
he
sorry.
did, it's all good,
Yeah.
man. When you like something, you like it. And he has ADM as well. Brian, looking at Tesla, AMD, and Dell, Avi, NVIDIA, are long of yesterday's high towards 805. Excellent. Microsoft as well, short of PDC break. Here is Thor's list. He's looking at just the Qs and the SPY and taking Peter's list. So he'll be adding some of those there. And then you can see his commentary on X. Excellent, friends. Again, not a blockbuster list, but we got some really good ones I'm looking forward to. And our secondary list has a lot of potential as well. But we just got to wait for the market open to see which direction things are going to be heading in. So, and who is going to get the good volume. All right, friends. Peter, anything that we might have missed here?
I think we got it covered. I would say be cautious today. It feels like I don't know, it feels like a day when things could explode heavily or it just might be really boring. So you got to be ready either way. I'm
Yeah.
honestly not sure. Maybe it's just the way I'm feeling, but we'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends, take care. Have an amazing trading day. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have an incredible weekend. See ya.
Take care, everyone. Trade smart.